Bad news for Zuck as Facebook and Instagram face a ban on targeted advertising in the EU. Facebook and Instagram were already facing bans on behavioral advertising, which, of course, is the practice of taking user data, so that's Facebook users, Instagram users, and possibly anyone else who they might have harvested data from across the internet. You know how Meta likes to do that sort of thing with their like buttons that are embedded on websites and just in general, trying to harvest as much data from anyone as possible, and using that information to target advertisements specifically based on that harvested information. That will no longer be allowed in the EU. Or rather, to be clear, it was already not allowed without consent. But now, looks like Meta is being punished for it, which is good to see. So they were already facing this ban in Norway, which is actually not an EU member, but they are a member of the European Economic Area. However, the fine so far was actually pretty small, only 1 million Norwegian crowns, or about 90,000 US dollars per day, which, seems like a lot of money, but if you do the math, 90,000 times 365, that's around $33 million per year, which to most people is a lot of money, but to a massive $100 billion company, that's pocket change. And so this new development, which is the extension of this ban from just Norway to the entire EU, is going to be much more significant because the fine is now going to be 4% of its global turnover. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I think that means revenue. And if we take a look at Meta's revenue, in 2022, it was $116.6 billion. And so 4% of that, if we do the math, comes out to $4.66 billion per year that they will be fined for this, which is actually very significant to them. For a company, 4% of revenue, this isn't profit, right? This isn't just the amount of money that they're making. This also includes all of the money that they're earning, right? Which some of which, of course, they'll have to spend on, on infrastructure, on paying their employees, and on all sorts of different things. So it looks like the EU is actually stepping up and making a fine that is hopefully going to get Meta to comply with this. Unlike in places like the US, where the fines are so small, where they can pretty much get away with whatever they want. So this decision will let 250 million users of Facebook and Instagram browse the platform a bit more privately without having to worry about their personal information being harvested and used for targeted advertising. Apparently it's working, because supposedly Meta is working on removing this feature, or rather, restricting it in a way that it'll comply with the regulations. So we'll see how that goes. Privacy win for EU citizens? You love to see it.